three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grand Star Sports Network. Well, you talk about launching our telecast right at the last possible moment. Welcome, everyone, here to the Grand Star Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville athletics all year long and beyond. And we're in the top of the first. It's baseball action. It's Thursday here in Graham County. We're glad you're with us wherever you may be tuned in. Kevin Hensley with you on behalf of the Graham Star Sports Network. We got a different setup today. We're trying out a little bit of a different angle here, see if we can enhance our production just a little bit more, as we've teased all along. We're glad you've joined us. Robbinsville Copper Basin baseball coming your way this afternoon. We're underway. One out already in the books. Leadoff man Cade Dean for the Cougars struck out on 3 pitches against the senior hurler on the mound today, Graylin Orr, number 2 for Robbinsville. Orr 1-0 this season, struck out 10 and has a perfect ERA because not a single Rosman Tiger scored in his first and only start of the year. It was a 3-hit shutout in Transylvania County 1 week ago. Robbinsville prevailing 7-0. It's back-to-back strikeouts now. Holy cow. Orr is delivering well here in Robbinsville. That was Avery Crowder at the plate. Now Landon Allen, the starting pitcher for Copper Basin, will come up now. He'll swing and miss. Strike 1. Orr is dealing here in the top of the first. Across the way here on campus, softball is also playing Copper Basin. We'll catch up with the softball team against Copper Basin in the rematch later on this year. That'll be about a month from now at Young Harris College during spring break. That one's on the outside corner. Orr on 9 pitches just politely sits down Copper Basin. How about that? We'll go to the break already here in the top of the first. No score. The Knights are coming up. I think we're hooked up and live now. Bottom of the first here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. It's a 2-2 count on the leadoff man for the Robbinsville Black Knights and starting pitcher Graylin Orr, who erased Copper Basin easy peasy in the top of the first. 9 pitches. Struck out the side, and he is struck out, taking his first hacks of the game against starting pitcher for the Cougars, Landon Allen. That will bring up to the plate shortstop, another senior, Bryce Garrison. Going to take his hacks here. Bottom of the first. I'm trying to get things rolling here, fans. We apologize. That one will be cracked to left field. It's going to be caught. Wow, what a play. Over here to our left. Get our camera to cooperate with us. It fell behind there. Fly out will be the second out. And another senior Ethan Orr, who has had 2 of Robbinsville's 3 starts this year, will step up to the plate. One catches his own, 0-1 the count. And Orr whacks that one hard down the right field line, but it will go foul. So our view from back here at the beautiful pavilion that's normally in the background of our shot from behind home plate. We're trying a different angle today. We actually set up out here during the pandemic season. It was a lot of fun. However, the roof was not built, so it was a very toasty baseball season, to say the very least. Baseball that year went into June, so you actually had grown men and, of course, softball, so grown women as well, competing in high school sports that were already graduated from high school. That was just an odd time in the world, as we all know. And the throw will go across the diamond. It'll be in the dirt and unable to field it, so Eeyore will reach on an error at first base. Knights have a base runner here in the bottom of the first. We're leading off from first now. That one up and in on Titan Tisateski. Or reaches on the error to the third baseman is how those scored in the scorebook. Here's the pitch. It's going to be outside. Snap. Throw to first. Back in time. Count, by the way, is 1-1 strike on Titan T. Two one offering on the way. That one dances right into the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Titan Tisateski will strike out. That brings it into the bottom of the first. Still no score here in Graham County. Stay with us, fans. Six-3 putout on the first pitch of the inning as we're back live from Loudon Orr Memorial Field here in Graham County. Kevin Hensley with you here on the Graham Star Sports Network as we continue to try to navigate through our connection issues. We sincerely apologize for that. Thought we had all our ducks in a row. And second batter of the inning is plunked with a pitch. That was Zeb West. Trent Hughes is who you saw the first batter to plate here in the top of the second inning. So Zeb West will try to shake it off, so to speak, and he'll head to first base. No score here in the top of the second. Robbinsville, Copper Basin baseball coming your way this afternoon. Is a beautiful Thursday evening here in Graham County. Pristine temperatures all day long. Spring season is upon us, even if it's not upon us on the calendar just yet. First pitch came at 5:10 behind schedule. It's going to be 5:08, I beg your pardon. And it was 79 degrees at first pitch today in Robbinsville. Get a little bit closer to the action. There we go. As you see, Orr getting the strikeout. That's his fourth one today. Boy, Orr is dealing only base runner so far. He unfortunately put on, hit by a pitch, was Zeb West. Strikeout there was against Drew Crowder. And the batter now is left fielder Tucker Rhodes here in the second inning. Snap throw to first. And it gets away. Zeb West probably could have made it to third base. That one rolled all the way to the bullpen perimeter. But we're in the stretch. That one's in there. Pitch 0-2 count. 2 outs here at the top of the second inning. Strike 3 called. Wow, Orr has struck out 5 of the first 6 outs in this ball game. Bottom of the second coming your way. No score here in Robbinsville. Bottom of the second is upon us here in Graham County. Good to have you with us on the Graham Star Sports Network. First pitch to Dane Webster is going to be fouled off. 0-1 the count. Beg your pardon, Avery Webster. Dane Webster wears number 16. He'll be up third in the inning. In between will be Quinn Jumper. That one gets lost somewhere in the shuffle. As we apologize, we have been trying, if you're watching this live, we have been trying to use, and I am not exaggerating this, 4 different internet connections. None of them are seeming to pick up to the usual quality, as that one is going to be flown out to right field. Pitch will be in there, 0-1. So Avery Webster flies out. Quinn Jumper at the plate now. We have all of our stats here in front of us, still trying to scramble and get everything off the ground to bring you this telecast. Remember, fans, what we do here at GrahamStarSports.com, a portion of the proceeds from every single purchase that you make will go back to the program you bought a ticket to watch. So your pay-per-view purchase tonight will benefit the Robbinsville baseball program. We will crunch those numbers at the end of the season. Foul ball will go trickling down the left field line. It disappears into the outer reaches. Brent Eisenhower's got an eye on it, though, out of our purview. John's over to scoop the ball up. Too many foul balls in this game. Upstairs, he lost him, so 1-out walk for Quinn Jumper. He's got some speed. It's a dangerous base runner. They just gave the first free pass of the game to, and batting will be Dane Webster. Backstop today for Robbinsville, so Knights are trying to get something rolling here in this scoreless ball game. Snap throw to first. Throw back to first. Everybody framed up. There we go. Using a different camera today. Our normal camcorder is not cooperating with us. Here comes throw to second. And it gets away. Throw to third. They're going to say he's in. And Robbinsville dugout comes to their feet on that one. So scored a stolen base and then an E6 to get Jumper to third here in the bottom of the second. Counts 2 balls and a strike on Dane Webster. Wayne Jumper at third. 1 out. Webster is hit by the pitch. So Robbinsville has him at the corners. And we're going to have a courtesy runner come in for Mr. Webster over at first base, trying to see who that is. For Robbinsville is Tyler Martinez is going to be courtesy running for the catcher. Jumper at third. Martinez at first. Luke Lovin is at the plate. Martinez going to second. He'll get in there, and this will be a little bit of chicanery. Jumper will score 1-0 Black Knights. So the Knights on the board here in the bottom of the second. Good to see that. You see the excitement level period for this Robbinsville baseball team. Coming off a tough loss on Monday. If you were with us here on Gramstar Sports, the Swain County Maroon Devils picked up a 19-7 win here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. Knights are scheduled to go to Swain County tomorrow to return the favor, but rain is in the forecast. There is a 94% chance of it here in Western North Carolina, so that game likely will be postponed. And no makeup date, I'm sure, has been determined just yet. If it's the conference game, it's supposed to be the next available date. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right center field and cut off. Relay man has it. And Martinez will stay at second. That ball did not drop. He put a good beat on it, I should say. Range over. 2 gone. And now we're at the bottom of the lineup for Robbinsville. Still 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Case Calhoun is at the plate. And Calhoun gets hit by a pitch. Calhoun, a newcomer to the team this year, one of the 4 Black Knight seniors. We're in the bottom of the second. There's already been a combined 3 hitters hit by pitches here in the first inning and 2/3 of action. Outside, ball 1, that one in the dirt. Gray Lenore at the plate looking to help his own cause. As we mentioned, he is the starter today for the Black Knights on the mound. Takes that one upstairs, ball 2. Allen having some control issues here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch. And that one is going to get roped down the right field line. It will be foul. Take my word for it, it landed foul. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike on Gray Lenore. Martinez at second, Chase Calhoun at first. And that one was going to miss wide. Ball 4. Knights have got them loaded here in the bottom of the second inning. Bryce Garrison has a chance to open this one to a sizable advantage for the Black Knights. In the dirt, good stop. Ball 1. Backstop today is Avery Crowder for the Copper Basin Cougars. And it goes outside, ball 2. For 3-0 count, Knights are looking at possibly getting a run across here. Garrison's going to take all the way. That's a good idea. Calhoun's a little too far off the bag. And I believe they got him. He's going to jog on to second. It will be an RBI on the bases loaded walk for Bryce Garrison. That will make it 2-0 Black Knights. There are 2 outs in the inning. Ethan Orr will get the hit. And coming in to score will be 2 Black Knight runs. It's a 2 RBI single. Garrison thought about it. Now he's caught in a rundown. And we're trying to get the camera over there. Sorry about that. Garrison did get back. Amazingly enough, it's 4-0. And here's Titan Tisateski up to the plate, struck out looking in the bottom of the first. Knights have brought 4 home on 2 hits in this inning. 4 walks have helped the cause. That one hit hard down the left field line. Excuse me, with foul, beg your pardon. Whew. A long day. A late start time. We started today at 5 p.m. to allow Copper Basin to make their way over here from Polk County, Tennessee. Look forward to returning the favor later on this season. Titan Tisateski hits it to the fence. And he'll get in there with a double. Or scores all the way from first. Five nothing. I beg your pardon, 6-0. Batter's Avery Webster. He led off this inning, so the Knights have officially batted around in this ball game here in the bottom of the second. And Webster golfs that one to first base. And it's going to be an errant throw, but he'll get tagged out trying to make it to second. That will do it. E3, and he's erased on the 9-6 putout. Knights bring 6 home on 2 hits, 4 walks, 2 errors, 1 left on. Top of the third coming your way. 6-0 Black Knights. Top of the third, 6-0 Black Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for this afternoon's telecast of Black Knights baseball. You're in the right place for it here on GramstarSports.com. Leadoff batter is right fielder Bryce Walden. Here's the pitch. Walden golfs it to right field. It will go foul and out of the ballpark here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. And that one pops away from Webster's glove. He's going to recover it nicely, though. Nobody on here in the top of the third inning. Robbinsville put 6 up in the bottom of the second. That's all the offense we've seen so far. Swung on and missed. Walden's down on strikes to begin the top of the third. And that will usher in second baseman Danner Hall to the plate as the 8-9-1 holes due up for Copper Basin in this inning. Only 1 base runner so far for the Cougars. That came on a hit by pitch in the top of the second. Turned out to be no trouble at all for Robbinsville. The pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Orr has 6 strikeouts today, so he mowed down 6 of the first 9 he saw, and he works quick, as you can tell. Counts 1-2. Strike 3 is right down the belt line. All disgusted as he walks off. Knew he should have had a hack on that one. 2 gone. Back to the top of the lineup card. Cade Dean, the first strikeout victim of the day. That one just misses inside. Ball 1. Still a very warm Thursday evening here in Graham County. Sure, here in Western North Carolina, we're due at least one more cold snap before spring's upon us. And have the blackberry winter, as they say in the South. Play made over at shortstop by the Copper Basin head coach, but over at third base, on that foul ball. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him to chase one low and in the dirt. That'll make the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3. Boy, he painted the corner on that. How about Graylin Orr looking sharp here in the ball game? 7 strikeouts in his first 10 batters faced. We'll step aside for the bottom of the third. When we come back, it's 6-0, and it's all Black Knights hit the moment. Bottom of the third is upon us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. And the first pitch to Quinn Jumper will be fouled off. 0-1 is going to be the count. Pitch is going to be upstairs and outside. Jumper chased it. That's done all their damage on the scoreboard so far in the bottom of the second. Landon Allen still on the hill for Copper Basin. Had a rough frame trying to get out of some jams. Troll issues flared their ugly head and been happy to take advantage. Jumper's now worked a 2-2 count here with Mr. Allen. Here's the pitch. It will be upstairs, way above Jumper's head. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one will be golfed to left field. And it will get over the head. Jumper to second. He's in there standing with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the third. That is the second double of the ball game for Robbinsville. Titan Tisateski has the other. Dane Webster to the plate. Nobody out. Jumper's in scoring position already. And Webster swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Chop foul. 0-2 count on Dane Webster. Luke Lovin is due up next. He's in the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-2. Takes the throw to second. Jumper leaning a little too far for his comfort. That one chopped off the end of the bat. And did he make the play? He did. Wow, what a catch over at first base. I believe that's Zeb West, the first baseman. It is. West with the hard-fought pop-up. And that erases him first out of the inning. Glenn Jumper remains at second base. It pops. 1-0 count. One trickles to the shortstop, throw to first, and it will be late. We've loved and beat it. Stand corrected. He did not beat it. I thought he beat the throw. Wow. My apologies. Hard to tell from way out here in Egypt. Is a sacrifice as it moved him over. First pitch is roped down the left field line, and catch will be made. That will do it. So the Knights squander their chance to extend their lead. But we will go to the top of the fourth. Robbinsville in a commanding 6-0 advantage. Live from Loudon or Memorial Field is the Robbinsville Black Knights and Copper Basin Cougars baseball action coming your way on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Robbinsville. Kevin Hensley with you here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We stream 5 varsity sports for Robbinsville all year long. Baseball, softball, of course, here in the spring. Volleyball and football take us through the fall, and basketball is our wintertime tradition. Orr hits it to center field. Ethan Orr will field it, so Orr to Orr. Either way, it's a leadoff single here in the top of the fourth. Catcher Avery Crowder. That is the first hit today for Copper Basin. And pitcher Landon Ellen looks to extend the fun. And that one popped up a mile high. Can Webster get it? He tried. 0-1 the count. Allen to be followed by Trent Hughes. Hughes was hit by a pitch and become the first base runner of the ballgame for Copper Basin. As a result, Graylin Orr 7 strikeouts already here in the first few innings. Jumper fires it to first. It will be out of Titan Teski's grasp. Low throw. Jumper will be charged with an error. And the Cougars will finally get on the board at 6-1. That is troublesome. Allen all the way to second, helping his own cause as Copper Basin tries to claw back into this one. Still no one out. Use it to plate. Swing and a miss. Chase one upstairs. And the count's 0-2. Popped up to right field, about 3. Black Knights chasing after it. It will drop into foul territory. Swing and a miss. Hughes is down, 1 out. We've had 8 strikeouts today for Graylin Orr. Zeb West, the batter. stand corrected. West was the one hit by a pitch in the second inning. My apologies. That one roped down the left field line on a laser, and he goes foul. Road you see behind us is the new connector road to Rodney Orr bypass, just opened a couple of years ago here at Robbinsville. Errant throw, and Landon Allen's going to stay put at second. Pickoff attempt was a little shaky there. Knights are getting a little excited, if you'll have it, out there on the field right now. Got to reel it in a little bit. Counts 2 balls and a strike right now on Zeb West. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in for Copper Basin here in the fourth. That one hits him square in the back, so he's been hit by a pitch twice today. Swing and a miss, hard cut by Drew Crowder, the shortstop for Copper Basin. Counts 0-1. Allen leads off from second, West from first. Popped up, that will disappear into the outer reaches of the cow pasture, if you'll have it right here behind us. In the dirt, 1-2 the count. That one fouled off to the right side. That'll end up in the parking lot near the batting cages. Yeah, it remains 1-2. That one's hit into the hole in center field. Ethan Orr will reel it back in. Cuts it off quick. Good coverage by Ethan Orr. That saved a run, no doubt. But it also loads the bases for Copper Basin. Tucker Rhodes will take his hacks with the bases loaded and just 1 down for the Cougars. Outside, ball 1, and Allen didn't want to come home. Dane Webster got to that one pretty quick at the backstop. Bounced right off the fence to him. Convenient enough. That one's loose. Webster's lost it. He can't find it. Allen's going to score. And runners will move up 90 feet apiece. West at second now. West at third, beg your pardon. Crowder at second. There we go. 6-2 now the score. Basin gets 1 back. Still 4 runs to make it up, though. Wild pitch will result in the score. And that one's hit hard to center field. Ethan Orr will make the play. Tagging up and heading to the plate. They throw it into third on the cutoff. Looks like Crowder got in. And it's 6-3 on the sacrifice flyout. Outside, ball one. Ross Garrison will fire it to first. Teske got pulled off the bag trying to field it. I guess not. He must have snagged it before he got pulled off the bag, and they're going to call it out. So the Cougars will strand two here in the top of the fourth, but they got two across. Robbinsville's lead is now down to 6-3 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. It's the best seat in the house to enjoy Robbinsville baseball. Welcome back here to the Gramstar Sports Network. Black Knights are 1-2 coming into today's game, currently leading the Copper Basin Tennessee Cougars 6-3. We're back to the top of the lineup. Graylin Orr is the batter. All three of the four Robbinsville seniors, beg your pardon, are at the top of the card. Orr, Garrison, and Orr. That's Graylin and Ethan Orr, of course. Chase Calhoun's in a 9-hole. He flew out to left field to end the bottom of the third. A lot of good news across the way. We can hear the PA system picking up. Freshman Draley Webster just hit a grand slam for the Robbinsville Lady Knights, her first ever home run at the varsity level. Her sister of Dane, the walk there, I beg your pardon, or walks. Ross Garrison, the batter. A brief discussion between Avery Crowder and Landon Allen. Crowder tried to frame it, couldn't get the call. Count is 1-1 strike. Orr takes off. It's a hit and run. And the ball drops. Orr will stop at second. It's a shallow hit ball and didn't want to take off too hard. I don't blame him on that. So a walk and a single, and the Knights have two on with nobody out. Ethan Orr, the batter. First pitch to Orr is fouled way out to the right side. Counts 0-1. That one had home run distance, but just didn't make it into fair territory. He chased one high, 0-2. And lays off that one outside. 1-2 strikes. And that one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Certainly hope you're enjoying our telecast here from Robbinsville High School. Loudon Orr Memorial Field is the side of today's game. Counts full. Here's the putt. And it's going to go fly ball center field. Actually makes it a warning track to left field, and that one is caught, and everybody's got to stay put. That one looked good off the bat. That one jumped, it seemed like, but kind of faltered its track. Left fielder makes the play. 2 outs. Teske will be the batter. 1 on, 1 out. Throw to third. Will be high and late. Double steal for Robbinsville, so they've got both in scoring position now. That one blistered right over the head into center field. It's going to roll to the fence. Raylan Orr and Bryce Garrison will come in to score. Robbinsville gets 2 of those runs back now. It's 8-3. Boy, Titan Teske has been a wonderful addition to this program. He's not played varsity baseball before, but you wouldn't know it from the way he's swinging his bat this season. Oh, right off the bag. Wow, what a awkward hop that was. Everybody's safe. Still only 1 out in the inning. Quinn Jumper looking to add to the damage. 8-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Outside ball 1. Out back to the net. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 4th. Teske at second. Avery Webster at first. Quinn Jumper jumps out of the way, pardon the pun, and it's still called a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And they're going to say that one hit Jumper. Maybe not. Hang on a second. We don't know what's going on here, fans. Stay tight 1 second with us. Brent Eisenhower's going to try to figure it out. Well, all right then. Everyone in the ballpark thought Jumper had been hit. He took off for first. Got scolded midway down, and I guess it was just a ball and not, or a foul, excuse me. That one's outside. That'll make it 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. That was a confusing turn of events. Webster leads off from first. Tees Teskey from second. His jumper fouls it off. Dane Webster is due up next. Avery Webster, the right fielder today for the Black Knights. Jumper is at third. And they lost Jumper after the interesting call on 1-2. He ends up drawing a walk anyhow, and the bases are loaded for Dane Webster. Webster last year most memorably hit an absolute moonshot home run over the left field fence here in his, well, it's the first home game of the year in 2023 against Towns County. Nice to not reschedule the Indians for a series this year. Two-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Big hack by Dane Webster, wanting to perhaps replicate what I was just talking about from last year. That one's fouled down the left field line. Now it makes count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caleb Turpin running the scoreboard today. Hunter Jones is running our Game Changer app. Lady Knights had a 12-run bottom of the third across campus at Judy Nichols Memorial Field. We saw them Tuesday, and we will rejoin them, next week when Cherokee pays a visit. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. Webster's caught looking, and that is out number 2. Luke Lovin will try to help Robbinsville not squander this golden opportunity given to them. 2 runs already in for Robbinsville, but of course insurance is never a bad thing. 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Allen delivers. Lovin swings at the first pitch he sees, and it will be popped up and caught on the infield. That will do it. So the Knights do leave them loaded, but they get 2 across on a 2-run single from Titan Tees Teskey. He's got 4 RBIs today, and Robbinsville leads 8-3. Fans, each and every week, if you want to keep up with the latest in Black Knight news, you can keep up with it in the Graham Star. That is Graham County's hometown newspaper since 1955, and of course the core product for the Graham Star Sports Network. We have been Robbinsville, North Carolina's exclusive award-winning media source for almost 70 years. We'll be celebrating our 70-year anniversary in 2025. And we have documented many, many highlights for the Black Knights, the Lady Knights. We hope to be bringing you a victory today here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Outside, ball 2. Nine 1-2 holes due up. Danner Hall at the plate. Kay Dean will follow him. Avery Crowder is in the hole, so to speak. Pitched by Graylin Orr as that 3-quarter delivery. And it's a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He goes down hacking. And if I've got my tally right, I believe that's 9 strikeouts for Orr today. Let me check that real quick. It is. That is strikeout number 9. He'll begin his third trip to the lineup right now. Cade Dean, the batter. Dean has struck out both times he's went up to the plate today. Oh, 1 swung on and missed. Boy, he just blew the heat by him on that one, did Mr. Orr. Luke Lovin in the foreground, of course, our second baseman. Titan Tistesky at first. Bryce Garrison at second. Quinn Jumper at third. Making up your infield defense today. 0-2 count on Dean. Avery Crowder is due up next. Swung on and missed. That's strikeout number 10 for Graylin Orr. Boy, is he dealing again today. Second game this season for Orr with 10 strikeouts. Plenty of time left to surpass that, I might add, this afternoon. Crowder the batter. Avery Crowder, I should qualify that. 2 Crowders in the lineup today. That one missed outside. Ball 1. Here's the pitch. As we said, Orr works fast. He tries to get a hopper. He won't get it. Bryce Garrison will throw it to first. And Titan Tistesky made the play, stretched out to get it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-3. Robbinsville is cooking here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Stay with us, fans. Bottom of the 5th, 8-3 Robbinsville, as we're back live on the Gramstar Sports Network. 9-1-2 holes due up for Robbinsville as well in this inning. So Chase Calhoun, another senior, will lead off. And he's in a 1-1 deficit here against Landon Allen, who is beginning his 5th inning of work. Foul ball goes out down the right field line. Excuse me, count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Win today for Robbinsville would even back up to 500 heading into tomorrow's scheduled matchup in Bryson City. Not sure if that one's going to take place. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, almost 100% chance of rain in western North Carolina tomorrow, so I don't like our chances getting that one in. If it is to take place, it will be on the Maroon Devils Network on YouTube, streaming free as Chase Calhoun strikes out. Back to the top of the lineup card we go. Graylin Orr is due up. Orr is dealing today 10 strikeouts in this ball game. Here's the pitch. Golfed into center field. Orr will reach first safely. It's a leadoff, or beg your pardon, 1-out single for Graylin Orr. A little short-staffed again today. We got our different camera angle that we talked about, but still a little short-handed. If you're interested in helping us out here at the Gramstar Sports Network, it's a fun gig, I can assure you. You'll be part of the team. You are paid, and you're paid by the game, so if you want to help us out with our production, we are always welcoming. The more the merrier. The more bodies on hand, the better the broadcast we can bring you. Go back to first, or is A-OK. Count is 0-1 on Bryce Garrison. That one hacked to the shortstop. Third to second will be the only shore out they'll get. Fielder's choice 6-4. The speedy Garrison will remain at first base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Ethan Orr, who's got some pop in his bat, no doubt wanting to make some noise. Robbinsville up by 5. But even major leaguers will tell you no lead ever safe Maybe cozy, but not safe. The wheels can fall off in a hurry in the sport of baseball. Hit and run, or fouls it off. Garrison was to second base before the ball even left the ballpark. 0-2 count. 2 gone. Outside, pitch out. Garrison will still make it without much trouble. 2-2 count. Stolen base for Bryce Garrison. Saw his older brother Cade before the game. Cole Patterson, another recent Robbinsville baseball player. How about if play to third? That one got away. Garrison's going to scamper all the way home. Standing up. E2 will be costly. It's 9-3. Well, Knight's up by 6 now. That'll do. Here's the pitch. And Orr chops it foul down the first base line. He'll get another hack at it. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Orr will take a walk. So a lengthy battle. Orr prevails. After a full count. And Titan T. Sateski will try to bring him around. Swing and a miss. Actually, he fouled it off. I thought he swung on a miss. My apologies. Counts 0-1. Got a piece of it. Orr's going to go to second. And he's there. Throw off the line. Ethan Orr swiping second base. Popped up over the first base dugout. And looks like Zeb West will handle it. That'll do it here in the bottom of the 5th. Knights get 1 home on a throwing error, however. And 1 is going to be left on base. We'll go to the 6th inning. Robbinsville 9, Copper Basin 3. All right, they break up the meeting of the minds, and we are back for the 6th inning here in Robbinsville. Kevin Hensley with you on the Gramstar Sports Network. It is Copper Basin Robbinsville baseball coming your way on this Thursday evening. Fly ball is tattooed down the left field line. That's all Chase Calhoun. Can he make the play? He is unable to snag it. It drops right over his glove. Ball near the fence. And he'll try it again. Counts 1-1. Batter is pitcher Landon Ellen. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Or with a big cut, but he's going to come up empty. That one pops the mid of Dane Webster. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Allen in disbelief as he heads back to the dugout. The victim of Gray Lenore's 11th strikeout today. Landon Hughes will look to break the cycle, strike one. Boy, Orr has been accurate all day. He's had a couple of hit batters. I think just one walk issued. I'll have to go back and check the playbook on that. Fly ball, right field line foul. Avery Webster will run over to field it. The 0-2. Down the left field line. Fouled off again. Count is no balls, 2 strikes. Be clear, most of the runs that have came home have been courtesy of fielding errors that have allowed Copper Basin to reach the base path. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 12. He goes down swinging. And Zeb West is going to be the last chance for the Cougars here in the 6th. That one misses outside. Ball 1. As it stands right now, we are guaranteed a full 7 innings at least. Robbinsville holds on here in the bottom of the inning. Cougars are down to their last 3 outs. They're down to their last 4 as it stands right now. Foul ball down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is away. 2-2 the count. Low and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Orr shows every time he pitches that he is not paid by the minute. Luke Lovin tries to snag that one. They may still get him. They won't be able to. West will dive in head first to beat it out. So the E4 will allow Hughes to reach. Zeb West, the batter, I misspoke a moment ago. Popped up a mile high. Gray Lenore calls everybody off and makes the play. Why not? He's in control of this game. 12 strikeouts, and he gets the final put out of the 6th here against the Cougars. Bottom of the inning coming up. Robbinsville 9, Copper Basin 3. New pitcher for the Copper Basin Cougars here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is going to be Kate Dean that is taking over on the hill. Let me see of our defensive changes. There's been several with Dean now the hurler of record. Mainly trying to figure out where they place Landon Allen. I think he's in left field now. A hard time seeing the left fielder's jersey number. Cougars trying to come up with whatever they can to slow down Robbinsville and have, well, a hope and a prayer, quite frankly. Gray Lenore has been dealing all day, 12 strikeouts. And Robbinsville has sliced the ball left, right, up, and down. No homers, but plenty of long enough shots to drive in several. Robbinsville up 9-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Sun begins to slowly set here in Graham County. We're glad you're with us here on this wonderful, beautiful Thursday evening here on the Star Sports Network. How you doing, fans? Kevin Hensley with you. Just wanted to put a face with a name, so to speak. If you're tuning in for the first time, you've seen my beautiful face enough, though. We'll go back to the field. Just wanted to give you guys a very special thank you for joining us here on the Star Sports Network. And there's the pitch to our leadoff hitter in this inning, Avery Webster. I always get the Websters mixed up. Sorry about that. Webster, the right fielder, followed by Quinn Jumper at third base, and Dane Webster is the catcher. So it is your 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Robbinsville with their last chance to do any damage. The new pitcher's Cade Dean, and first pitch is to the shortstop, throw to first. Late. Webster beat it. Well, I was deep into the infield, kind of dribbled, and Webster able to beat it out. Let's see what Quinn Jumper can do. Jumper getting his orders from head coach Brent Eisenhower. And it looked like they're going to have a pinch runner come in now for Avery Webster. I believe that's Everett Taylor that has jogged onto the field. I want to make sure of that, though. Is Everett Taylor the pinch runner for Avery Webster? Quinn Jumper, the batter. That one over Jumper's head. He had to duck out of the way of it. Count is 2-0. Looks like everything's coming up aces across the campus for the Robbinsville Lady Knights. That'll improve them to 4-0 when that game is over with. Sizable lead, and that one's going to get away, and Taylor's going to make them pay. He'll get right to second base, easy peasy. Wild pitch will advance Taylor to second. Jumper will get back into the box. No one out. 3-0 count. Pitch from Cade Dean is taken all the way, and it finds the zone. Strike one. Not a bad idea by Jumper just to kind of make Dean throw a strike there. That one misses ball 4, so Jumper will jog to first. And it's like we have a pinch hitter coming up to the plate now. I believe that's Tegan Weaver that's popped out of the dugout. Upstairs, ball 1. Getting some nice encouragement from his teammates in the dugout. That one coming in hot and heavy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Everett Taylor at second base. Quinn Jumper at first. I stand corrected, that's Tyler Martinez as at the plate. Again, we're about 350 feet from home plate, so kind of hard to tell sometimes. We got it now. That one hit down the left field line, foul. The count is 2-2. Upstairs and in, and called strike 3. That's the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Dean gets his first strikeout in relief. And Luke Lovin will be the batter. First pitch Lovin sees is hit to right field. And it's going to drop. Throw gets away. That is trouble. That will score Everett Taylor. So the ball drops. That is an E9 to throw to second. Allowed Taylor to score. And Robbinsville, for the first time this season, has broken double digits. It's 10-3. Catches the plate. Chase Calhoun in the batter's box now. 2 on. Luke Lovin at second base. Quinn Jumper at third. Robbinsville in full control here on GramstarSports.com. That one hits Calhoun right square between the shoulder blades. And teammates encouraging Calhoun not to sell it as he jogs down the first baseline. Graylin Orr is the scheduled batter. He is up to the plate. Bases chocked full of Black Knights here on GramstarSports.com. Orr swings and misses. Ball gets away, but Eisenhower doing the sportsmanlike thing and just telling his runners to hang tight. Up by 7 here in the bottom of the 6th. Cougars, as we mentioned, down to their last 3 outs when they come back to the plate in the top of the 7th. Orr whacks that one down the left field line. It is foul, however. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball saunters up in the zone. 2-2 count now on Graylin Orr. Bases loaded. Full of Black Knights. And Orr is hit squarely in the lower back region. We'll call it that. And that will bring in Quinn Jumper. Makes it 11-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Brass Garrison looks to bring in more. Outside ball 1. Crowder tried to frame it. Couldn't get the call. 2-0 count. Don't want to jinx it, but the wind has finally died down here at Loudon Memorial Field. We're very thankful for that, I might add. One hit down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Garrison will drive in 1. And I believe that's all that's going to come home. And no need to go insane here on the base path. Knights are up 12-3. RBI single for Bryce Garrison. Ethan Orr comes up. Base is still jacked full of Knights here in the bottom of the 6th. And he hits the first one he sees to center field. He liked it. Play will be made. Tagging up and coming home for the sacrifice RBI single will be Chase Calhoun. But they got the out at second to end the inning. The run scores. And with the 10-run differential, that is all she wrote. 13-3 is going to be your final here from Loudon or Memorial Field. So I thought they had the out at second. I stand corrected. Hard to stay in tune with the game this far out here, but we'll do our very best. And we hope you've enjoyed our telecast today from out here in the outfield. We've tried to bring you a unique experience today, if anything, and to say the very least, it was one. Robbinsville, from the word go, just kind of dominated this game. And, of course, the Knights, for that matter, are now 2-2 on the campaign. Fans, we will be back with you next week. As we mentioned, Robbinsville softball will be facing the Cherokee Lady Braves over on the other side of the campus from us at Judy Nichols Memorial Field. Until then, this is Kevin Hensley wishing all of you a great rest of your weekend. Again, Robbinsville defeats the Copper Basin Cougars 13-3. Three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grand Star Sports Network.